Hi, I'm Susan Blaine and welcome. I've got a great couple here today, Wendy and Dave Smythe with Out of This World Home Services, outofthisworldhomeservices.com. You've been Best Ottawa Business Awards for Customer Service 2018, and 2 years you've won the Consumer Choice Award in Plumbing Contracting, so congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, welcome to Sharing with Susan B, telling stories from the heart. We're looking to inspire, telling stories of struggle, vulnerability, and lessons learned. You came from England, you'll hear the accent, England about 20 years ago.
20 years this month.
Yeah, wow, good, we'll have to celebrate. And I know that so the backstory, sort of, Dave, you got laid off, and then you just got your plumbing license, but you'd always wanted to own your own business. And then you became co-owner by default.
By default, yes.
But you got your nursing degree in the UK. You're both big supporters of the Ottawa Stray Cat Rescue and other animal-related charities.
Right. Yes.
And actually, on your invoices, you have money donated to one of 10 charities that the customer can choose,
That's
which
right.
I really love. Yeah. Adopt Me Cat Rescue and CHIO and the Heart and Stroke Foundation and a dog rescue. One of the things that impressed me the most about you guys is your quest for personal development as a couple and also with your two boys. And you guys have wrote a book together.
Yes, we did.
There's Nothing Sexy About Plumbing, or is there? I love that title. And so after 15 years in business, you did a complete rebranding.
Yes.
And from DS Plumbing to Out of This World Home Service. So tell us a little bit about that.
It stemmed going back to my desire to go into space.
Yes.
And it was, how do I roll that into the business side of things? And it was, well, okay, I want to go to space. What's that got to do with plumbing, right? I mean, I can have a $29 million toilet like they do on the space shuttle, but the fact that several other people mentioned it was like, okay, so it kept resonating, and we're like, okay, you know what, this actually makes a lot of sense, and it does fit with me, and it does fit with what I'm wanting to do, and it also fits in from the level of service that I believe I need to provide, and I also believe that most other service people should provide the same sort of level of service, but so it stands us above and beyond, which is sort of one of our taglines for Out of This World Home Services, and the other aspect to rebranding wasn't like, well, let's just rebrand for the sake of it. It was DS Plumbing as a name. It's great, had a great following, and still has within the Ottawa area.
Yes.
But I want to take the business national. I want to be Canada's next national brand. And so DS Plumbing doesn't fit very well. No one else is going to come in and buy into a business model that's going to say DS Plumbing. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's my initials. Great. Okay. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing endearing. So going Out of This World is like, okay, well, I'm part of this great big expansion, national.
And it really stands out. So let me ask you, what has been your biggest struggle working together as a couple? I'll let you start, Wendy.
Yeah, my biggest struggle has been, and it still is, quite honestly, is knowing the financing. I'm an ostrich. I stick my head in the ground. I don't want to have anything to do with it. When things are bad, I want nothing to do with it. And from that point as well, cash flows quite a struggle a lot of the time with the trades.
Yeah.
But any company.
Any
honestly,
company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, the challenge has been Dave wants to communicate to me what's going on. I'm like, no thanks. And I'm still going through that right now.
Of it,
yes,
Dave.
that's right. So that's one of my big struggles for us personally as well, because sometimes that tends to create a communication barrier too for both of us. So.
Are you able to separate when you struggle, as business partners and leave it at the office and not bring it home?
Pretty much.
I think we're okay on that. It's a bit of one of these unwritten rules, a tacit agreement, as it were, that it's like, if we're not talking about it, we're not talking about it. But we don't really seem to have a huge issue of sort of separating work and business. I mean, I luckily seem to have either found a little rut for that for me. So when I'm at home, it's like, no, this is not supposed to be work time. And so I really struggle working at home rather than doing home stuff. Although being in business, of course, always have to work. And that was a lot of the case early on, for sure.
Yes.
When you're an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
it's 24 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
The brain never stops.
No. What about a personal struggle that you guys have kind of experienced? I know we talked about HR issues too, and you guys have, this quest for personal development.
Yes.
I know that you and I talked about this too, and working with your staff.
Yes, it's interesting. We try and pass on our personal development knowledge to our team. Many are quite shut off to it, so it can be quite frustrating sometimes.
Yeah.
We do drip feed, if you like.
That's
Posters up here and there, and now and again we'll do a session on the be part of who somebody is instead of the doing part or the having part. We work on the be part of, like, if you're actually doing this, then you'll get this in the end. If you're more grateful for things, or if you see the positive side to life and things like that. It's just bringing it in, but having people understand why it's important to feel that way.
Yeah, and it's a process.
It is.
If they're not embracing it like you guys are, and they're just kind of getting it from you, it takes time. How do having house cats or business cats help with the environment at the office?
That's a good question. They're great, aren't they?
They're great. Certainly when we have people answering the phones, because typically we have morning and night where someone's typically on their own answering the phones, they're in the office on their own, and so the cats tend to sit with them. And so, well, they've got company, and so the cats have company too, but they get stroked, they get there, and as cats do, they like to sit on any paperwork or computer keyboard or whatever anybody wants to work on. So it's like
wherever they want to sit.
Exactly.
That's right.
Any lessons that kind of pop out at you guys from your struggles of working as a couple? Has it strengthened your relationship? What are some of the things that
I think so.
Yeah?
I think the personal development journey has strengthened our relationship 100% better than it was before, for sure.
Yeah.
When it comes to work, we know to shut the door when we're overwhelmed with people wandering by or coming in. We know we can pop off to Starbucks for a drink and just walk, because we're close by, but we can really decompress even within the office, quite honestly, in our own office.
What about a quick piece of advice that you might share with your younger selves, or maybe a young couple thinking about starting a business together?
Basically, if you have a desire, go for it.
Yeah.
That's kind of the big thing.
Within the couple, you mean?
Well, within the couple too, but that's also a big part from an individual. And that's where the communication piece comes in, because as a couple, it's important for us to speak to one another.
Yes.
And that's going back to the struggles was sort of one of my things is there's a lot of communication I don't do because I have a great big assumptions. Yeah. So I assume that I've already told Wendy what's going on and she knows everything. And so then sometimes things have been a surprise in the past.
Or perhaps you think she can read your mind.
Well, that's right.
We think that sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So what's next for you guys?
Going to look at taking on HVAC, electrical, roofing, cleaning. We're going to start taking the house, basically, taking the household. But we're going to we're going to own the house.
Everything that one could possibly need in their home, you're going to expand and look after. I like that. How about some fun rapid fire questions?
Yep.
Okay.
Go for it.
We'll start with you, Wendy, and then we'll go to Dave. You cannot have the same answer.
No, we won't. We're unique.
Yeah, that's right. Of course you are. So who's your favorite superhero?
Deadpool.
Deadpool?
Yes.
All right.
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Favorite food indulgence?
English candy and chips.
English candy?
And chips. Crisp chips.
Crisp chips, okay.
Yes.
Pastries.
I'm with you, Dave. Someone you admire?
Oh, I honestly admire anybody who follows their passion and who actually realizes what their passion is and follows it.
I have two. I have Sir Richard Branson and Elon Musk.
Something not too many people know about you, Wendy.
I have been on the fastest zip line in the world in Wales, and it's scary as heck. But it was good. I'm glad I did it.
Exhilarating.
Very exciting.
What about you, Dave?
Well, I pretty much did most of the work on an addition I had, which incorporated having an indoor pool. Oh. And I've also seen the solar eclipse at a Virgin Galactic event.
Oh, yes. That's another episode. Your favorite movie, book, or quote?
My favorite movie is Death at a Funeral, the English version.
Okay.
It's actually brilliant.
Most personal development books, actually. I'm a big fan of those. I don't have any specifics. Yeah. But a quote, Henry Ford, whether you believe you can or can't, either is true.
So what's your definition of success in one sentence?
Right. Setting a goal and celebrating the wins along the way, the small wins, because that's really important.
Yeah, it is really important.
It is, yeah.
Having the ability to follow my dreams.
Yeah. And you're doing that out of this world.
Yes.
Love it. You can learn about their journey and everything that they're doing and through their website, outofthisworldhomeservices.com. Facebook, you guys are on Facebook.
Yeah,
That's
yes,
where we connected.
that's right.
Because I love the fact that you had the cats in the office and what you were doing. And when you rebranded, I thought, I got to talk to these guys.
Yes, exactly.
So you're on Facebook, you're on Twitter, you're on Instagram, you're everywhere.
Yeah.
And check them out. They're a great couple doing great things, and follow their story because there's more to come.
Thank you.
I really appreciate you guys. Can you do the high five with me? Haven't
Thank
done
you
it with
very
a
much.
couple yet.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you.
Thank you.